Hello and welcome back to the Spideydude experience. Thank you for watching and listening to this episode. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our patrons at patreon.com/Spideydude Network, our subscribers, such as Scott, Vinkman, Greg, and Jurgen. If you want to find out more, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Spideydude Network. Perks that you'll be getting if you decide to join include early access to certain episodes, such as the show Voices from the Area Gargoyles podcast. You'll get the next episode a week earlier before the general public. Got some great stuff on that particular program coming up soon. Be sure to check out the episodes of our other shows, such as Amazing Spider-Man Classics. Stay tuned for Season 2, starring Javi and Jack Trujillo. Clone Saga Chronicles, Spectacular Radio, and of course our other show that live streams on this channel, Make Mine Mayday. But you can also check out that newest show, Voices from the Area Gargoyles podcast, starring Jennifer L. Anderson, Greg Bashansky, and occasionally Greg Wiseman. We want to let you have your voice be heard on the show, though. We'd love to hear from you. There's a couple different ways you can do that. If you prefer email, you can leave us an email at SpideyDudeRadioNetwork@gmail.com. The voicemail line is 818-925-6631. If you want to leave a voicemail, be sure to let us know what show you're calling for, and we will definitely read it out on the respective show. You can also leave us a review on your favorite podcatcher. We'll do our best to read it on the show in a future episode. For those that are listening to this audio version, please excuse references to the visual aids and or to our live comments, as these shows are live streamed on our YouTube page and Twitch and Facebook. And be sure to like, share, subscribe to those pages, such as YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Spideydude Radio Network. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the program. Of course, I'm Zach, your friendly neighborhood host. And we have... Oh, I was going to solo myself. There it is. I'll move that banner. There I am. All right, I am the executive producer of the Spideydude Radio Network. Hello and welcome back. Of course, with us tonight, we have from the Bogan Rider Variety Hour, Neil Bogan-Rider.
Hi.
Really? You put that?
Yeah. Live with it.
Okay. All right. Next up, we've got Adam Shingle, our resident art apologist.
Hey, what's going on?
He's no longer the California homeless man.
Yeah, that needed to change.
No, it didn't. It was perfect. It was perfect as is, you whiny little animal.
Oh yeah.
He's only requested for like 2 months to change it. We'll also have Greg on here a little bit. He's going to join us here on the program here in just a little while. So we'll have Greg on. But yeah, hello and welcome back, everybody. This episode we're going to be covering 3 issues. Amazing Spider-Man, Mary Jane, and Black Cat one-shot. Number 1. And then we'll be covering ASM 888, which is AKA Volume 687.
Wait, it's Volume 5.
It's Volume 5? Oh, yeah, Volume 6 is not till April. So
6 is coming soon.
Coming soon, Volume 6 of Amazing Spider-Man. That's so stupid.
To a store near you.
To a store near us. All right, we got Vinkman in the house. We've got SoFlo also in the house. Hello, guys. Welcome to the program. Yeah, and we'll be covering issues 888 and 889 if you're using the legacy numbering, which is what we tend to do. So that's what we'll be covering. So we don't have much news we have no news this episode. So we'll be kind of getting into the Mary Jane Black Cat one-shot. Neil, if you'll share the screen and show everybody what, if you can, we can kind of talk about this. I did see, Volume 6, because, I did see that there's some speculation online about Peter Parker using a different identity in the next Spider-Man movie.
Again.
Changing his name to Ben Reilly.
I don't care.
That's one way to do it, I guess.
Wait,
what is this?
Am I looking for ASM 87?
No, a Black
I
Cat.
don't think I even want to hear your story.
You're right, you don't.
Oh, you must hear the Scarlet Spider story. Why, yes, Joan Lee. Tell us the Scarlet Spider story.
Mary Jane! Mary Jane!
Psh.
There we go. Yeah, baby. Haha, suffer.
Some good vocal work, man.
All right,
Right.
Here we go. I found
All right, so Mary Jane Black Cat, that is the J. Scott Campbell cover.
Oh, we won't talk about what happened. Just as a fun little meme.
As an aside, so do you want me to go on a J. Scott Campbell rant? Because I can go on a J. Scott Campbell
I
rant.
mean, I can start it. You can finish it. So, basically, J. Scott Campbell decided, well, you know what? I'm not making enough money off of my several $1,000 covers, so I'm gonna make 4 covers, and I'm gonna sell them for a grand total of $115 in a single bundle, or $15 per cover. So make of that math what you
Which
will.
is 3 times the cover price of the actual issue, I might add.
Yeah, and so I got mad and I began my right click and save crusade. That was fun. And it turns out I'm trying to find the actual thing that happened, but J. Scott Campbell sent out an email this morning, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was this morning.
Yeah, it was this morning, and
For the record, like me and Neil have like this group chat with some friends of ours from the crawl space, and they're all big into J. Scott Campbell, and I have always been one of those that has never subscribed to it.
he's okay. I mean, he's good cheesecake. I don't.
I mean, there's certain covers
that
that I'm fine with. You know, this one's completely inoffensive. He's done some really great cover art in the past.
his main issue is that he kind of does a lot of same face and same body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very much so.
And I'm going to change the screen to find the image. So, like I said, there was an A, B, C, and D cover. That's 3 covers too many for me.
Yeah.
And listen, it seems like he does this very routinely. And I get...
And within 10 minutes, they sold out. That's the scary part. Is that like this? Is it J. Scott Campbell enables this trend of like just wailing a white wailing video game or not video game comic covers?
Oh yeah, but I mean he's not the only one. I mean Mark Brooks does it too. Like there's several artists that
With him, I'd say there's a lot more effort put into it, just because he paints all of his
Right.
he colors all of his covers. That's not to say J. Scott Campbell's a bad artist. I'm just saying that Mark Brooks, at the least, has a lot more effort put into each individual cover. But this,
or at least it comes across as that, yeah.
But this is the fun part. So information about your order. This is I made sure there is no information that exposed anything about the person who put this email up.
Yeah.
You're receiving this order because you placed an order containing a Mary Jane Black Cat Beyond #1 J. Scott Campbell exclusive. Inventory quality review. Upon review of our inventory, it was determined that significant production defects impact variants B, C, and D of our run.
So basically everyone but the main cover.
Yeah. Well, no. The 4 variant covers that he was selling on his website exclusively. That isn't including the main cover.
Jesus Christ.
The identified issues impact 100% of the aforementioned variants. A reprint is currently underway. Holy crap.
Yeah. I
At least he's not sending out the defected ones though, because
that
then
would be
people would have.
hilarious.
Well, but then people like would just go nuclear.
Well, they're
if that
already
happened.
going nuclear.
Yeah,
This
that's
was,
true.
in fairness to J. Scott, this was kind of a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Matt Bird, asked a question. If Spider-Man had his own Groundhog Day, what would it consist of?
Well, the groundhog is dead. Well, the groundhog is dead, so
Well, I was going to say the
dream.
Groundhog Day would be, since we are recording this, and he's asking this question because we're recording this on February 2nd. I would say that Spider-Man's Groundhog Day already occurred. It's called Brand New Day. Boom!
I'd say like that when he had the dream. Well, when the dream, the Brand New Day dream thing that Kendrick showed him. That would be it.
But Peter explained it eloquently about the J. Scott Campbell to kind of put a little bow on this. This is why I right-click and save. Who spends $15 on a single variant cover to begin with, let alone $118 for
this is an issue with the industry as a whole. Like, because there's so many variant covers, because there is a collector market and it's a speculative market, they think that if they get the variant covers that they're going to increase in value.
They don't increase in value unless you get them graded, to be honest.
Unless you get them slabbed and you get them autographed and slabbed, that's pretty much it. It's because more of the autographed and the fact that it's slabbed. The slabbing artificially inflates the value of it. It always has. Now, it's because it's encased. It's not going to decay over time. Theoretically speaking, it's going to be preserved for a lengthy period of time. The problem is you can never freaking read it again.
Now, in fairness, I bought a variant. I bought the CF Villa one, but that was only because they didn't have the main cover available.
Yeah, but was the cover price though too? Like,
it was $4.25. It was $5.
Dude, that's fine.
$5.
Yeah, I mean that's where I get a little frustrated. If you sit there and you spend more than cover price on a cover, I'll never forget.
Enabling.
You're enabling. Look, I remember going to San Diego Comic-Con a while back. It was 10 years ago, 2011. There was a variant cover that was published for Revelations, the 4-part story that ended the Clone Saga. The first part of that story, Spectacular 240, had a variant cover. It was the only time that we saw visibly pregnant Mary Jane on a cover. And I remember going to a couple of comic booths and comic shops, and Mile High Comics had it for $125.
Good God.
Do you know how much I paid for it at my comic shop?
$1.
Retail price?
$3.99.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
I think I saw it was
$1.50 more than cover.
That was in my shop's dollar bin, I think, and it was in pretty good shape. I should have snagged it at that point, but
yeah. So
I have the issue though, but anyway.
Yeah, me too. I'm slowly but surely recollecting the Clone Saga. So okay.
So we want to do our recap real quick, and then
let's do our recap of
MJ Black Cat. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me create the banner for it. But go ahead. I'll be working on that while you're doing the recap.
Okay, so Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond #1, written by our boy Judd McKay, with art by Black Cat artist CF Villa and colors by Eric Arciniega. So Felicia walks into McCarthy Medical Center and gives people several very interesting sexual awakenings. As she walks into Peter's room, she finds MJ very unamused and being held at gunpoint by a homeless man who turns out to be Parker Robbins, aka the Hood. And the Hood has kind of put together kind of the keys that Felicia cares about, this random washed up photographer. And he says, here's what you're going to do for me. You're going to get me my hood. Otherwise, I'm going to kill this schlubby guy in the hospital bed. And then I'm going to put a bullet through this hotshot actress's head to prove my point. And Felicia agrees, but on one condition, that she needs MJ. Of course, this turns out to be a front. And Felicia just said, I need her on my crew, but wants MJ to go running. Instead, MJ actually gets involved, much to Felicia's chagrin. So with 7 hours to go, because they have until sunup to get this hood back, they go down to the harbor where Count Nefaria is having movie night. Turns out he's a massive cinephile. And Black Cat begins harassing him, and instead she brings in MJ, who Count Nefaria absolutely simps for, and brings up a chair, and she begins, sweet talking him, and eventually she gets the details of what happened in Matthew Rosenberg's Hawkeye Freefall. So they go around beating up everybody from the Phantasm to Shocker, and offering bribes to the Enforcers, Armadillo, and the Rhino, all with the cringe expression of why am I doing this? What is my life? Until it leads them to the building of Tombstone. Felicia and MJ have a bit of back and forth about how Tombstone will be waiting, and Black Cat breaks into a vault and almost manages to crack the safe until Tombstone comes in and catches her in the middle of the act. But as it turns out, Black Cat's already outside the vault, and as she makes her getaway, Tombstone goes on the chase, only to find out that the van that Felicia was in is already taken off. But oh no, Black Cat is already back in the vault again. And it turns out that the Black Cat that Tombstone chased was really Mary Jane Watson in a cat suit.
Oh yeah.
Hot. So with 90 minutes to go, Felicia makes a little deal with the Hood in the form of a duffel bag, and she wears it into the hospital room, and it goes back to him. But what a twist! It consumes him instead of just giving him back his power, because he pissed off the demons that wore it, that were in his hood.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Good riddance to Bendis's favorite villain.
Yep.
So Felicia begins chaining up the bag, only for Peter to wake up and say everyone's favorite line, "It's this stream again, please be gentle." It's confirmed, Peter wants a threesome, let's do it. Afterwards, MJ and Felicia have a conversation about how MJ's dump truck ass, we now have confirmation, guys, that MJ has a dump truck ass, it's confirmed, would fit in her cat suit, and MJ kind of sympathizes with Felicia about how before Gwen died, she was kind of seen as the bad girl, and how she doesn't want to be how she doesn't want Felicia to be a footnote in Peter's life. And they keep making a joke about how Peter, in spite of being a wash-up, keeps hooking up with women like them as the issue ends. It's a pity part. It's a pity thing. Okay, I think just going off of grades, A+.
Yeah, A+.
No, this is
what? SoFlo gave it a B-?
Oh, SoFlo.
What are you smoking?
So is it an A+ for you, Adam?
Yeah.
Adam has an A+. Neil is A+. I give it to an A+.
I think this is the first issue we've unanimously all given an A+.
Yeah. Oh boy, for any who thought the Auto May team-up was spicy, MJ and Black Cat got the beat. Radiac.
This issue is sexy as hell, man.
This issue, the sexual tension is palpable.
This is the horniest issue I've ever read from Amazing Spider-Man. That actually, okay, well, it's not
that isn't
horniest.
like drawn by Todd McFarlane
or isn't part of or isn't
Eric Larson
or isn't like that awful like sex with the masks on shit that they had going on in Brand New Day.
All right, Adam, give your review first.
It's like, Neil, shut up. Adam, talk.
It's just it's an incredible issue. The art is great. The characterizations are great. The writing's great. It's really fun. It's really funny. It's sexy. The art is just so expressive and refreshing. Jed McKay nails the characters. I'd love to see more of this. I would like to see now him do some kind of
I wanted to do ASM.
Some kind of regular Spider-Man project. Maybe ASM in the future. I'm not opposed to that. It's just a fun time.
I totally agree.
The art is really good too. It's just
it's very much a coda to McKay's Black Cat run.
Yeah, is that book ending?
It's already been ended.
It's ended.
It ended like 2 months ago.
Okay, I haven't been keeping up all that much lately, but I will very soon. Speaking of keeping up with things,
Keeping up with the Gargoylians.
we have our host of Voices from the Area Gargoyles podcast himself, Greg Bushansky. Hello, Greg.
Hey, we just got finished recording episode 12 a few hours ago. That's going to go up in early April. And Carl Johnson, the composer for the series, came on. He also composed several episodes of Batman, the animated series, Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, a lot.
Yeah, and then we can't talk about it yet, but there is one guest that I when I tell you that it will shock you and adore you, and you will be so super stoked. You're gonna flip your lid when you find out who it is. Me and Greg are the only ones that know.
Don't jinx it.
But we still got some I's to dot and T's to cross, so we're not going to say whom it is, just in case they aren't able to show up. But I'm really excited about what Greg's accomplished already accomplished with Voices from the Eyrie, and what we hope will continue to accomplish with. So, sorry about that minor aside. Greg, we were talking about the Mary Jane Black Cat one-shot. Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Let me know in the private chat what your grade is, and then we'll continue. So, Adam, you got some more thoughts?
I'll just say that I want to see this book continue if he's not going to write ASM or any other Spider-Man projects, but if he wants to do some kind of Spider-Man project or ASM or anything in the future, I'm in. If it's going to be this good, yeah, give him like a spec or Friendly Neighborhood again, and do like that kind of thing that Taylor was trying to do, where it's a little more grounded, maybe, or like a little more.
You say that
fun.
when half of Taylor's run was the age like Under York.
That's true.
That weird hell New York.
But there was
the Under York was a bad.
But there was kind of a what do you call it? There was like an underlying kind of
community
communal feel to it. Yeah. There was one more thing. Oh, I was gonna say this issue feels like maybe what Spencer's run could have been a little bit more, with the Boomerang stuff a little bit.
You're right.
Possibly.
I
don't know. I loved it. Give me more of this.
Yeah, if this was made into an ongoing, I'd be more than happy. Especially because it would be more McKay and Villa.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, this team. This is a great team.
Yeah.
All right, so I have Greg's grade, and we already have A+ across the board, and Greg added some more pluses. A+++++++++++. So A+ from Greg. So this is the first time on our show that we've had a universal A+ across the board in terms of grades. Neil, thoughts?
So it's weird because I think that I've been the person who's been like the least excited for all this Beyond stuff, and
right,
with all of the stuff that we know going forward, I'm not any happier. But this was a very rare moment of sunshine in the Hell Tunnel.
Right.
It was good to see MJ and Felicia each play to their own particular strengths. MJ being an actor and Felicia being like a master thief / femme fatale. Mm-hmm. It was good to see them united over a common cause rather than like kind of just tripping over each other by coincidence. Not really much to say that Adam didn't. It was fun. It was sexy. I'm glad that we finally know that MJ is a dump truck ass.
Yeah.
Some of the jokes in here were good.
Yeah, it was really fun. I think it was funnier than it had any right to be. Like the solicit was kind of a lie though. It was kind of expecting like an MJ is held hostage story. Or was it Felicia was held hostage and MJ needs to save her? Kind
of a little misleading on the. But
this was better.
Yeah, this was so much better than it had any right to be. Before Greg, because I think you and I are going to have similar thoughts. So let me jump out with what I'm going to say right quick. This issue does not happen without Nick Spencer.
No.
This issue does not happen without Nick Spencer addressing the 85 or 100 or 400 pound elephant in the room that was the characterization of Felicia after the mind wipe. This is the type of issue that if you started reading during Brand New Day and never went back and read Black Cat, you're going to be profoundly confused. This is the characterization of the Black Cat that understands her role in Peter's life, that is actually an important part of Peter's life, and as a result is a vital and necessary cog to Peter and ultimately Mary Jane's life. This is the best single issue of Black Cat since the Roberto Aguirre Sacasa one-shot in Sensational Spider-Man in 2007. It has been almost 15 years since we've had one single issue related to Amazing Spider-Man or related to directly to Spider-Man that was not her own title.
What about the one-shot from Hunted?
I would put this above the one-shot from Hunted. Honestly.
No, I'm just saying, like you
I've said that. Yeah, I've said that before about the one-shot on Hunted. That issue and this issue I would put right up there. These are the issues that are so meaningful for longtime Black Cat fans. I think the universal praise that this has gotten is deserved.
And I think it's indicative of the direction Marvel should go in.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, this is where I feel like these next few issues, we're starting to see the world of Peter Parker slowly be rebuilt and reintegrated. I'm interested to see where we go.
It's looking kind of bleak, to be fair. But
I'm gonna go read X-Men. I'm gonna go read She-Hulk and X-Men. I'll be right back.
but you'll hear more of my thoughts, especially in today's issue, about that. But this makes everything worth it. This is what long-term storytelling looks like. This is what you can accomplish when you actually have time to build based on characterization, not on plot. This is ultimately an indictment on the piss-poor direction that they took in the 2010s with Black Cat's character. And as a result, it was a character that was greatly diminished unnecessarily. But Jed MacKay absolutely crushes Felicia's characterization and also Mary Jane's characterization. That last page clarifies and advances the characterization of both characters. They have a much better understanding of who they are to each other in that last page alone. Greg, your thoughts?
I really don't have anything to add. You said it all. I mean, it's a terrific issue, beautiful artwork, the way they play off of each other. My favorite moment was when Black Cat called herself the bad girl and addressed MJ as perfect, and then the MJ starts cracking up and brings up and plays the Gwen Stacy card.
Yeah.
And
Saint Gwen.
Which made me wonder, does Felicia has to know who Gwen is, but she never had to be compared to Gwen.
I don't think I think she's aware of her existence, but not like what she means to Peter.
Well, especially I know, and Greg, you can probably, and maybe Adam too. I think Gwen got brought up during the Black Cat Owl War, or the Doc Ock Owl War, gang war thing, where Black Cat got gravely injured. Because I know that there was like a not like Gwen type scenario.
A lot of those.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that again, that's one of the, that's like that story and like the DiMatteo Spectacular are two spectacular stories that desperately need to be reprinted. Desperately. Plus, I mean, I think Bill Mantlo wrote the Octopus Owl War.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
he needs to be compensated for some things. So,
but paying is expensive.
right. So there was some questions on whether or not this was going to be in the
It's going to be Beyond.
In the Beyond trades or in Black Cat trades. It's going to be in the Beyond trades.
Black Cat's Black Cat's trades have already been solicited, I think.
Yeah, I think they're coming out next month. I think usually 3 months after the last issue. So, yeah, so that should hopefully answer your question. We'll get into more in solicitations here in a little while. So, all right, that brings us to the next issue ASM issue 888.
All right, so ASM is 87. Yeah, god damn, legacy numbers.
That's today's, right?
Yeah. That's last week's issue. Yeah,
Oh, right.
Okay,
because this takes place shortly before.
it takes place between and the epilogue takes place
like-
after the Black Cat one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so ASM 87, written by our boy Jed, art by returning Cheesecake Man Carlos Gomez,
Yep.
and colors by Brian Valencia. So the issue starts in Cap's favorite bar, where he and Felicia are bonding over drinks and chicken wings. And you thought Felicia did sexual awakenings back in the last issue. Who boy? There's a reason we have Carlos Gomez drawing this issue. Awooga.
I do not listen between that and Adams's cover where she got some
Cake.
like we're smearing the cake all over our faces right now.
More cake than a bakery, baby.
Exactly.
All right, so Felicia and Cap decide to get Peter back on his feet, and the next day, they begin training him to become Spider-Man again. Felicia has a pink cat backpack, and from now on, every time I see her, I will imagine her wearing this backpack. So Felicia says, "Well, MJ gave me the Spider-Man suit, so this is a you problem. You're gonna have to earn being Spider-Man again because Ben Riley over there," and she points back to a billboard. "That little shit is Spider-Man right now." Speaking of Ben Riley, at Beyond Corporation, Ben is being readjusted, quote, to make sure that he's all squared away so that he can be the Spider-Man he was meant to be. And the lab technician, Absolute QT, gives Ben an iPad that has different Spider-Man villains and he begins to name them off. Meanwhile, on day 2, Peter is back in the bombastic Bagman costume, along with the iconic animal shirt, the animal crop top.
Yeah.
Now this is from the 90s, guys.
No, it's from the 80s.
Yeah, the animal crop top's from the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He was at a pool party at Liz and Harry's house during the.
That's right. That's right.
But this shirt is iconic. So, Felicia is.
I know even Bagley drew it later on too.
Yeah.
I think he wore it. I think I remember him wearing it whenever they were testing out the Spider Sense thing they had built in the apartment.
Wasn't Peter also wearing it when MJ said they were pregnant? Or am I imagining that?
No, Peter's wearing the Spider-Man costume. He was unmasked.
Oh wait, no, he was. Oh yeah, he was wearing the pajama pants and the Spider-Man shirt and the Spider-Man top. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I associate it with that. But anyways, Peter is thinking about how he's supposed to be really good at this, but he keeps like tripping on himself and crashing into people's food. It should be noted again that once again COVID-19 does not exist in the Marvel Universe because Reed Richards developed a vaccine like 2 seconds after it came around. Mm-hmm. So the training keeps going and Peter kind of gets tired. And once again, we see Felicia's cake, and she gives Peter a pep talk about how Peter is held to a higher standard because she wasn't bitten by a radioactive Eartha Kitt. Thank God it wasn't a radioactive Halle Berry. But Peter kind of takes a win in the fact that she calls him Spider-Man again. Meanwhile, back at the Beyond Corporation again, Ashley Kafka is being interrogated by Maxine, and Maxine goes, "Hey, so remember how you're a clone? You don't have rights anymore, so we own you, kind of."
Wow.
Ignoring the fact that clones have existed for God knows how long in the Marvel Universe, and there's still no legislation about whether or not they're actually people.
Yeah.
Putting that little ethical dilemma aside for a Star Trek episode, Maxine brings out a glowing tube that I used to think was the weird plant monster from the Miles crossover, but it's actually I guess it's not really a spoiler, the Sins of Norman Osborn.
The animal belly shirt is from ASM 249, the beginning of the end of Roger Stern's run.
Yeah.
Thanks, Finkman.
So on day 5 of training, Peter and Cap are lamenting how Felicia won't just give him the mask. And Peter is wearing Matt Murdock's "I'm Not Daredevil" shirt, yet another mythology gag. I love it. But what's his name? Bruno, the big one from Felicia's supporting cast. I appreciate, by the way, that they're letting Felicia's supporting cast follow her into other books and they're not just forgetting about them.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it helps that it's Jed. I think it helps that it's Jed McKay.
Yeah.
But either way, Bruno sims for Cap, and Felicia says, "Okay, so now you're going to we're gonna do a little simulation. You see that store over there? We just robbed it. Come get us." And she drives away, leaving Cap and Spidey to chase her down. Meanwhile, back at Beyond Corporation again. Jesus Christ, I hate this part of the book. Ben is just naming off villains: Shriek, Rhino, Shocker, Craven, Lizard, Spock.
It's pretty unsettling, actually.
Until his eyes begin to shatter. On day 6, Felicia is sipping Chardonnay and eating what looks like peanuts. Yeah, it's peanuts. As Peter and Steve spar on a rooftop. For whatever reason, the artist is drawing everyone a lot of blush. All right. But Cap gives Peter another Captain America speech and says, let's get going. Back at Beyond Corporation again. Jesus Christ, I'm tired of the Beyond Corporation. Let's get back to what we were reading earlier. The technician says, like you said the other day, with great power there must also come in. Ben just kind of stares at it like, the hell does that mean? You just didn't finish the sentence. But it also comes with great responsibility, but also comes with great power. But Peter finds 2 people running on a rooftop. Turns out it's Steve and Felicia again. And Peter says, "Never give up. I'm good. Let's go again. Because I'm Spider-Man." There's an epilogue where MJ comes home wearing the cat suit, and oh my god. Woo! Carlos Gomez. I simp. I simp for MJ in the cat suit. I hope we get more of this. Awooga, awooga, a boyoyoing. MJ goes home to her apartment to find Janine having broken in and having a hard drive and wearing, I guess, a Letterman's jacket. Okay. To be continued.
All right. So, put your grades in the private chat for me. Neil, what's your grade?
Giving it an A. And I'll explain why it's not an A+, but
okay.
I think given my commentary, you'll know why.
All right. So, let's go with Greg.
Again, like last issue, it was just a lot of fun. I'm not the biggest fan of the Beyond Corporation stuff, which is why it's not an A+, and I'm still a little bit iffy about what they're doing with Ben Reilly these days, especially in the next issue, but at the same time, it's nowhere near as bad as what Slott did with him, so I'm willing to let it slide, and but beautiful artwork, easy on the eyes for reasons that Neil laid out beautifully, and I don't really have too much to say about this one. It was good. I liked it.
Reminder, Carlos Gomez, I think, has a similar problem to J. Scott Campbell in that he kind of has a bit of a problem with same face, but he has a lot with other visual cues like hair and body.
And there's a lot better he does a bigger range of expressions, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So my grade, I'm giving it an A-.
Cake.
So A's across the board. I give it an A-. I slightly ding it, not for anything that kind of similar to what Neil you were saying. So, Adam, give us your overall thoughts. Greg, you've already kind of done it, but give us your overall thoughts as to why you like this issue so much.
Yeah, I don't know. The art's great, I'd say. I do like Gomez's art. We've kind of criticized his art a bit in the past, but I think we all like it. It's just like sometimes there are things like, I don't know, the colorist or whoever's inking him. I don't know if he does the inks on his stuff, but
the Miles issue, he had some weird inks, and I'm thinking that was just because he did his own instead of someone else doing them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Gomez is a really solid artist. If he were to do stuff on the book in the future, I'd be fine with that because he draws the characters well, I would say. Yeah, it's a fun and funny issue again. Jed MacKay's characterization of all these people is really good. I don't know. It's just I think it's because it's sort of. I'm not sure why it's not an A+. I think it's just because.
I can elaborate upon it if you don't know how to put it.
Well, I think it's because, the Beyond stuff is okay, but it's not the most exciting thing. It is and it isn't. I don't know, because we all kind of know how this is going to end. I think for the most part, although. The solicits are saying, you won't
know who to vote for. You won't know who to vote for this time, even though we know who we're going to root for.
Right. Yeah. Well, but still, I think the story trajectory is it's on the right track. There aren't too many surprises right now, and maybe that's why it's a little lower. But I mean, the thing is, an A is really good, and like I said, Jed MacKay. I'm up for more Spider-Man stuff of his. So
Neil, let me go, and then I'll close this one with you. So the reason that I did not give this an A+ is that I honestly feel like that this particular issue has some like the Beyond stuff really is not the focus. And I feel like that as much as excited as I was for the Ben Reilly developments from last issue and last episode, I feel like it kind of let me down in terms of the overall follow-up. Right. I feel like that
takes a back seat a little bit.
It takes a really big back seat, and then obviously, and we'll get into this next issue, that also has a problem with next issue too, is that it becomes just a subplot when it should become the forefront, and it just doesn't. This is where this as good of an issue as this is, and this is a good issue, also is an issue with the overall tone and tenor of having this many writers in the kitchen cooking up issues. You're going to have such blatant inconsistencies that I am very concerned that it's not going to. This was one of my concerns, was that it wasn't going to flow well. Jed MacKay is such a strong writer. I would die if he became the main writer of ASM. I think him and Cody Ziegler have been two of the best.
Yeah, the standouts.
The standouts, bar none. Kelly Thompson has been the biggest disappointment. Does she even write another issue?
Yes.
I think she does I think she does the Monica Rambeau one, right?
Okay. So
she's
other than that, she's got 2 more issues. So I'm hoping that it'll improve from there, but for the most part, she's been the biggest disappointment for me. Gleason's been great. Zeb Wells has been good. And Ziegler's been good, but yeah, I would love to have Jed MacKay on this particular episode, on this particular title, or a satellite title of some sort again. So the Ben stuff, I want it to move forward. I want it to progress. I'm interested. It did interest me, but there wasn't enough of it, and so it kind of detracted from the story.
Right. It's a tease for basically next issue.
If you don't mind, the butts bat. Hello, blocked. There we go. So I guess kind of transitioning into my commentary on it. I thought the issue was really good. It felt like we were once again getting a really good Peter and Felicia episode, with a bit of Cap in there. Again, they kind of set him up earlier, but it was kind of weird having him be there.
He's kind of randomly in there. Yeah, his presence is kind of strange.
It's a bit arbitrary, if that makes sense.
I don't dislike having Cap in my Spidey.
Yeah,
he's the only Avenger that I'm like, if he appears,
Listen, if the Sentinel of Liberty appears in your Spider-Man book, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying you got to make it feel a bit more
earned. Yeah, I did enjoy the fact that Cap Felicia brings in Cap to help bring Peter back up to 100%. I do enjoy that. Yeah,
it just felt a little like they set him up a little in ASM 84, but it was like, okay, sure, I guess.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
But I wasn't even upset with that. I thought the Cap stuff with Peter was really good. You got your average, your kind of token Cap gives inspirational speech moment.
Yeah,
but
it's never a bad thing when as a guest star.
But the thing that I think I disliked the most was the Beyond stuff, because the pacing on those scenes was really kind of weird. It didn't feel like every time those pages, you notice in my commentary, whenever those pages showed up, I was like, okay, let's get back to the stuff I actually really want to read.
Yeah. Yeah. The Peter centric issues of this run have been the better issues so far.
Once again, Carlos Gomez provides really good art.
Yeah, apparently there was a team up that he did. If you know, you know. Thanks, Radiac.
Probably a Patreon thing.
Probably a Patreon exclusive for,
I'm gonna
definitely R-rated.
I'm gonna go sub to that real quick if you don't.
Oh boy.
Yeah, all right. While you're subscribing to his Patreon, go to patreon.com/Spideydude Network. More stuff coming that way.
And then Zach gets out the bat. Bonk, go to horny jail.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so what do we want to do? ASM 80, because I think we kind of covered.
Before we do that, one, I need to notate the timestamp.
Oh, so we can do this for a segment?
Yes.
If I can find story time.
And then, all right. Before we do that, Sarah.
I can't be seen.
Why?
It's too dark.
I'll turn on the light. Hang on just a second.
I'm not about to break my ankle. Love you, though.
Alright. So...
I don't think they can see me anyway.
Well, then stand up.
Where?
Right there.
Jesus Christ, the audio version is going to be so weird.
I'm trying can't because my entire drawer of stuff just fell over. Because that is my luck. Anyway.
Parker Luck's back, baby.
So, I do have to give a shout out.
You have to.
Actually, I don't. My wife has to give a shout out to a certain somebody.
Neil is too big. Nobody can see me.
Okay.
And nobody can see me anyway, because you have the camera positioned weird.
There.
Okay.
Just so that way you can hear.
Okay. Anyway, hi. If you don't know me by now, then you probably should. I'm Spideydude's wife. Anyway, hi Greg, hi Adam, and hi Neil, and hi everybody out there. Anyway, okay, so we have a very special viewer on this show. Everybody knows him. It's Vankman, and he's truly, the best person ever on the planet.
Oh god, what's up with that audio?
Ask Zach. It's too loud.
Well, I was trying to get to where they could hear you.
Well,
I already could. You have enough range on there that you can probably pick it up with normal audio.
Is that good?
Yeah, you're better. Yeah.
Okay, great. Anyway, so as I was saying, I have never in my life owned action figures that were mine. It was just never something that I was into. And a few shows ago, I mentioned how I would really like the Wanda and Vision figures, and Zach said eventually, whatever. Well, last week I was home quarantined because of my student that I work with at school, and I was feeling really down. And all of a sudden, Zach walks in and he goes, "This is for you." And I said, "For me?" I had saw on our informed delivery from USPS that we were receiving a package from Venkman. I just assumed it was for Zach, but it was for me. And I got my Wanda and Vision figures. And it made my entire week, made my entire month, honestly. Venkman is such a true, kind soul, and I'm very thankful for him and for all he does for this show. So, yeah, thank you, Venkman, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye, Sarah.
I was meaning to do this earlier in the show, but she was on the phone.
Please turn it down again. You're too far.
Okay, how about now?
Too close. There we go. That's better.
All right, that better. All right. Sorry, guys. I was trying to get to where she could actually hear and everything like that. So anyway, so all right, now thank you to Venkman. It was very, very sweet of you to do that. And anyway, so we're moving on to ASM 89.
Right. Okay. So, wait, did you say 89? Because it's 88. It's 88.
Yeah, 88. I meant 889. Sorry.
No, it's okay. The number, I hate legacy numbering. So, anyways, ASM 888. God damn it.
889.
ASM 88, written by Zeb Wells, art by Michael Dowling, and colors by Brian Valencia, I believe. Yes. It is. So, anyways, 8:30. Maxine comes to Ben and says, "Hey Ben, so Janine left. She took the kids and the dog."
Mm-hmm.
At 8:45, she goes to interrogate Marcus, and at 9 o'clock, she addresses the Beyond Corp board. So, at the World Security Council for Shield meeting, Janine explains her plan to begin the production of the Halifax Protocol, and at 10 a.m. She activates the Halifax Protocol and comes across their newest subject, Queen Goblin, the former Ashley Kafka. 12 p.m. lunch. So once again, Marcus is interrogated by Janine, but we got more important things to do. Glory Grant is meeting with Mary Jane and Janine, who is beginning to expose in all caps the horrors of the Beyond Corporation. Meanwhile, Ben's suiting up for duty, and one of his co-workers tries to, do talk with him, talk about like it's us nerds that get sticking to the bullies now, and Ben goes, "What? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, yeah, you used to get bullied in school too, right? I mean, nope, bye." So anyways, Janine kind of explains that back during Siege, a man named Jason Halifax got absolutely obliterated when Norman Osborn shot a missile into a football field. And Janine explains that nobody cared because that this multi-billionaire died because the Sentry and Thor were there. So what's the point of talking about this random dude in the field who just got blown up by a supersonic missile? So she explains that the Halifax Protocol is to sell products by basically being BlackRock with superhumans. They buy up property and then use supervillains to create panic, and then have superheroes to solve the issue, therefore driving the value of the property up. I assume it would be the opposite direction, though, because if you're living in Gotham City, the only reason you're staying there is because rent is super cheap. Mm-hmm. But basically, they're going to do a Hank Pym and create the problem. A bunch of Beyond Corp scientists are trying to activate Queen Goblin. I mean, Goblin Queen. I mean, Queen Goblin. God damn it.
Queen Goblin, yeah.
Queen Goblin. She bites one of them, and then they begin trying to deploy her, and she kills them all. So she puts on her visor, and Mommy, I mean Queen Goblin, flies off to go wreak havoc on New York. MJ and Janine are at the Bugle, and they've told Glory everything, and surprisingly, Glory didn't take the drive with her for plot reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, look, a giant red goblin monster is flying through the window. What's this? Oh no. So Janine is interrogating Marcus again. Why does he keep interrogating Marcus? What's the point? What does he know?
Right.
Is she just gloating? I mean, but anyways, Janine leaves, and Janine says, "All right, let's not Janine. Maxine says, okay, let's deploy Ben. Let's make a hero show." And Queen Goblin eventually tries to kill Janine, but gets stopped by Spider-Man. And Ben is almost like, "Oh, I know you," and he goes, "Clifford, right? Because I'm sure that's it. Because I'm looking at a big red dog. Haha, women are thoughts." Anyways, Ben begins wrecking the crap out of Queen Goblin. She tries to use her separating Goblin glider, which is kind of cool, but it's kind of gimmicky. Sell toys. But Ben saves Janine from a very quick end, but in the process loses the drive. Ben stalls by throwing a desk at Queen Goblin through 2 windows, and MJ knows that she's getting up, and Janine says, "Are you going to do something?" And Ben just goes, "Not my problem, bye." And then he takes Janine and just flies away, and Maxine's like, "Wait, what did he say? Oh no." So the issue ends with Ben just running away, smart boy, but leaves MJ alone with Queen Goblin. To be continued next time.
Oh, that's
that's even better.
That's the right button.
No. Go back to the last.
It's just a comedy. Actually, here's more appropriate for like earlier that scene with Ben with the nerd guy.
Yeah,
that's what's going on in Ben's head.
Ben just leaves. Beam, 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 beam.
Yeah.
I'll have to find that thing.
Kramer, what's going on in there? Queen Goblin's blowing up the Daily Bugle, Jerry.
It's like we're erasing Ben's memories, Jerry.
We're deploying Queen Goblin.
Accessing Parker memories. It's the inverse of that.
Yeah.
Anyways, grades. Everybody, put your grades in the chat.
Yep.
Zach, we'll get to them in a minute.
All right. My grade on this one is a B.
That's my grade too.
Adam's grade is a B. And then Neil's grade is a
B.
B.
And then Greg's grade is, I don't care. Leave me alone. I gave it a C.
C.
Yeah, pretty much.
Greg gave it a C. All right, so Adam, why'd you give this one a B?
Well, the art's pretty good. We've all liked Michael Dowling's art like in the past, and he's still doing good stuff. The plot moves at a brisk pace, kind of like the cliffhanger 2 issues ago.
It's very indecisive. It's very indecisive with how fast it wants to be.
Right. Stuff continues to happen. The plot is moving along. This doesn't. I don't really feel a lot of the suspense and tension that I did with the last one that Zeb Wells wrote, which we all praised pretty highly for, I think, those reasons, because the revelations were set in motion. And there was this huge
revelation. It was what you did there.
Yeah, it was a huge race against time, and it's like, what's going to happen, and what's going to happen to Ben, and all that. And see, now we kind of have those answers, and it feels like we kind of aren't going through the motions a little bit again. with this, and yeah, I don't know. It was fine, but I don't know. Just it didn't hit me like the last two did. I thought it's interesting that Ben, he doesn't remember the great power thing because they did that with Spencer in his first arc.
Right.
Spencer did that.
That's like a retread of the Peter gets separated from his Spider-Man self. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's interesting that they bring that back. But yeah, I don't know. It was all right. Like I don't know. Like I don't hate it. I don't love it. But I think it's it's good. But it's just not. I don't know. It's just not as. I feel like it's just not as good as that last issue that Zeb Wells wrote.
I agree with that. Neil, your thoughts?
So I kind of agree with Adam on this. Like I said earlier, the pace kind of is very inconsistent in this issue because at one point, like, oh, Queen Goblin's being deployed. Oh, we're back to interrogating Marcus again.
Right.
Oh crap, Queen Goblin's on the loose. Back to interrogating Marcus again. Hey, remember Siege? I don't remember Siege. No one
like that. Like again, that's like a deep cut. That's from 10 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't read that either.
That's from over 10 years ago.
I haven't read that.
I cared more about Sentry tearing Ares apart, not like some random crap about.
That utterly disgusting. That's one of the most disgusting, gory panels I've ever seen.
Hey
in my life.
kids,
Yes,
comics.
It's awesome.
Remember that?
Yeah.
To be fair, they put
advisory warning on there.
Yeah, they put advisory warnings on the comics these days, but
right.
Still, you don't want to give that to your child.
I'm gonna be honest. There was a couple. I like Dowling, but there was a couple moments in this issue that felt like he kind of undersold the importance of that moment. Like with the fight in the Daily Bugle, like it just kind of felt like they were lightly just kind of tossing around furniture, hoping it would do something.
Right.
Like it in the
his simplistic layouts kind of made the story somewhat suffer here.
Yeah, like in the solicits, they're like, "Oh, the Daily Bugle's been utterly destroyed. It's been obliterated." But I'm like, well,
again, this is like the 17th time.
Like, well, also just like it. Oh no, they wrecked a room and then broke a window. Yeah. Oh no.
I mean, basically, it was, and then a couple of.
That was it.
A lot of
broken. There weren't even any explosions. She just threw a flaming mace at Ben, and then like he ran away. But, on the other hand, I kind of like how Maxine's plan is obviously backfiring on her. Like, what do you think was going to happen? Right. Deploying a goblin,
right?
And trying to manufacture a crisis.
You bringing the sins of Norman Osborn into the clone of Ashley Kafka is maybe not a good idea.
Well, also it was kind of weird because like I'm actually kind of impressed with going back to this plot line because I've been wondering kind of in the back of my head how long Sensitive Norman's gonna stick around.
Right.
And assuming they keep Queen Goblin around, he's probably gonna be around for a while, which I'm okay with.
That is true, Radiac.
Yeah. Radiac does bring up a good point. This is, and I was about to bring this up. This is literally Ben going, "I missed the part where that's my problem."
Based,
which is obviously a line directly from the first Raimi film. Mm-hmm. A sentiment that is expressed in Amazing Fantasy 15. So this is basically him reliving that, which is why MJ's so shocked, and by proxy Janine's so shocked at the end of the issue.
This issue is the equivalent of, guys, I have an idea. Ben Riley has left the server.
I don't like Ben Riley, deserting the scene of a fight. Well, but I also know it's a plot point that's going to hopefully be resolved over the course of this story.
Yeah.
I am excited for Mark Bagley next issue. The artwork I thought was good. For me, this was one of the better issues that Zeb Wells has done. However, I have problems with it. Ben's characterization, I don't like. I'm not if you're using this to reset him back to factory settings, and that's the overall tone and tenor of this story, then okay, I'm in for the ride. But if this is just another excuse to turn Ben heel, I'm going to be freaking pissed.
It also it reminds me again kind of Superior because you know how we were kind of thinking like, oh, this is kind of like if Brand New Day and Superior Spider-Man
Had a
came
baby.
together,
Yeah.
you know. And see what they just did is they just did the whole thing where Otto purged his Peter memories.
Yeah.
But what they did here is they did that for Ben, kind like inadvertently, but kind of on purpose. And so he's like, so now he's like now he's like when Spidey split from Peter in the first Spencer arc, and it's interesting how they're going back and kind of like, I don't know if it's purposeful or not. I kind of hope it is, that they're sort of redoing this stuff. I don't know.
I think building off of your Superior comparison, I think this is their chance to do Superior without like the ethical implication of like, you know, Peter's mind being raped.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Ben's been mind effed over the 27 deaths and everything like that.
I'm hoping he makes it at the end of this. Honestly,
honestly, I hope that this overall story is to Ben Reilly what that first arc of the Spencer run was to ASM.
Yeah.
If this ultimately makes Ben his own character again,
I'd be fine with it making him a martyr at this point.
I mean, I have been on record. You can go back. It's episode 62 of Clone Saga Chronicles. I have been on record saying that this is not what I want. Like, Ben Reilly returning in this manner was not what I wanted. I've overall enjoyed this Beyond story. I haven't loved it as much as I did the Spencer run, but I've enjoyed it for what it is. My big thing is that we're now, as of this issue, what is it, part 14?
Yeah, part 14 out of 19, and nothing has happened.
And we're not very far down the rabbit hole. Like we've got five parts left, not including tie-ins.
Well, I think they'll wrap it up well enough during. I think that's enough time to wrap it up.
Because nothing has happened.
Well, we've had some stuff happen. To be fair, like we know this weird Beyond plan of, you know, making villains and superheroes and creating diversions and stuff, and we know what happened with Ben because we were like, why is Ben acting this way and what's going on? It's like, well, they've been messing with his head. I think, you know, so we know stuff has happened, to be fair, like, and I think they can wrap this up adequately enough in 5 or so issues. Like, I don't know. I mean, they have to because we're getting a relaunch in 2 months.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's go to Scarlet.
Yeah. Well, tease for next episode. We'll be covering issues.
I was never asked my thoughts on the issue.
Oh, my bad, Greg. My bad, Greg. Greg, give your over. Why was this a C grade for you, buddy?
Tell us, Gregory.
Okay, well, the positives have mostly been mentioned. I mean, the art was good. It's all been said, but I tend to have 3. When you critique something, there's 3 complaints which I think are illegitimate. I'm saying this right now because I'm about to violate one of those. My fan theory didn't come true. My ship didn't get together. I would never do that. And it's too woke / it's not woke enough. Most of the time, I'm sick of the culture wars. I think we all feel that to a certain degree.
Dude, I work with people who are like aggrieved culture warriors. All right. Anyways, continue.
Anyway, the one I'm about to violate is my fan theory did not come true because, Queen Goblin. I hate that name, by the way. Goblin Queen.
I think we should call her Gobby Mommy.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, no, that was Menace. That was Menace.
I was gonna say that really was literally Menace. Like,
yeah.
One thing that does knock this down for me is that we've already had a female Goblin in the 616, aka Menace.
I mean, you can say that about Hobgoblin though.
Yeah. You know what? And that's fine. We can have another one. Make an even better one. Menace wasn't that great, but I was about to say I did not like Queen Goblin should be Goblin Queen. I know, Madeline Pryor. I don't care. But
well, the thing is Queen Goblin is kind of a play on Green Goblin. You see,
I get that, but it's still a really bad pun. Like
in that case,
I think it's a bit clever. I think it's a little clever.
In that case, do you know who it should have been instead of the clone of Ashley Kafka? You may as well justify
Emily Osborne.
Emily Osborne's return from the grave, which they did nothing with. Have her infected by the sins.
What's happened to her since then? I just realized
she's done nothing. She's not appeared. She's not been mentioned. It's basically been a throwaway thing that Slott did for shock value at the very end of his run for no freaking reason.
It's the new Sims past that we should just forget about until it gets.
Well, it's magic. We don't got to explain her.
And you know what? Her son is now dead again. Harry was a clone all along and throughout Brand New Day. So, you know what? If you got this character, even though she shouldn't have been brought back, use this character. Make it mean something.
Dude, if a character deserves to be shot in like a one-shot, tie-in random issue for an event, it should be Emily Osborne. Just like Joyce Delaney.
I agree, but that would make more sense than... Why Ashley Kafka? Why the clone of Ashley Kafka? She's got no connection to the goblins.
Well,
other than trying to mentor Harry.
Well, Greg, you see it. So, anyways, that's why I think that Ashley Kafka has this secret connection to the Osborns.
Right.
I think she should be Queen Goblin.
Again, this was I think I understand them, being super excited about it, and Nick Lowe's all talking about it in the letters page. I don't care. Like that's the other thing. I don't care that Ashley Kafka became a goblin, and that's a problem. That's why it's not an A. That's why it's not an A grade for me.
Or make it Liz.
Yeah.
Make it Liz.
Yeah, At least there would be some stakes, some personal animosity. There would be some reasoning behind it.
And she already has like that kind of sociopathic bent with leading Alchemax.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The evil gaslight gatekeep girl boss CEO Liz Allen.
Which is again weird ass characterization that's not Liz Allen at all. But that's where I'm like the shades of Brand New Dayism have creeped in, and this is probably the most blatant example, these last two issues, of it being woefully inconsistent because you have two different writers in here. And I mean, we're literally, for this three-part story, this multi-part story, we're going to have three different writers. Last issue was McKay, this issue was Zeb Wells, and the next issue is going to be Patrick Gleason. Now, I'm excited for Mark Bagley artwork, don't misunderstand, but I don't, like, why? Why are we doing...
I don't care. I mean...
Like, I'm just kind of, I'm like, okay, this part of the story does not grab me, and it certainly didn't help that the overall mystery of the character was completely revealed in a variant cover.
By accident.
Yeah. Like... Nobody thought to proofread and make sure that wasn't leaked. Like, come on, guys. You had one job. One. And you didn't do it. So yeah, I understand why you're giving it a C. Like this one did not make I think Sarah's watching us on.
That was me.
Oh, is that you? Oh, okay. Oh, you did? Okay, never mind.
It posts across all three platforms.
I just want to state for the record that I'm not saying, yay, Emily Osborne, let's see more of her. But you know what? If you brought her back, you may as well fucking use her and justify.
Buddy, we got one F-bomb per episode, so you just used it.
Okay,
God damn it, Greg.
Try to make a diamond out of a turd. Try.
I don't disagree.
Nick Spencer did a lot of the time.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Gleason does next issue. We'll be covering issues. We'll be covering the Bay issue, 88 point Bay, which is the Slingers return because 90s.
Hell yeah!
And then we'll have Queen Goblin versus Black Cat.
Go Black Cat.
So we'll see that, and then I think that what's issue 90? I don't even remember. But that's what's in
arc.
The next arc. Okay,
Or
we finish this arc and we start the next one.
I think
It's more Felicia versus Gabi Mami.
I think it is actually, yeah, because that cover has her in the Daily Bugle and it's destroyed with everyone cowering around her, I believe.
Okay, that's right. She's standing triumphant. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we'll probably be wrapping this story up in next episode. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Speaking of what happens beyond the Beyond story, we are now going to our solicitations. So,
hey guys, if you don't want to be spoiled, leave now.
Yeah. I mean, we've already
talked about it on the show before, but this is like...
Yeah.
Okay, I've got it.
All right, here we go.
Beginning with, once again, number 1. Like 6 issues away from 100. So
well, the thing is So
the first arc basically is going to end with issue 900.
Yeah,
is my understanding.
The reason why I think they did this is because we're about to hit 100 for this and 900 back to back. So I think that's why they're like, let's relaunch it now.
Now we can get another $10 double-sized issue.
Well, this one, I think this one is $6.
Yeah, $6.
So it's a double-sized. It's a double-sized issue. So
is it more than
It's
the same price. It's the same price as Spencer's.
But are there like backups? Do we know if there are backups, or is it just all Zeb Wells? And
it just says John Romita Jr. So.
That's cool, actually. If this is actually a big, like, oversized first issue of main story, that's cool.
Lee and Hyatt cover.
I love that one.
Romina Jones, Peach Momoko.
Like, but outside of that MJ cover, like, none of these covers really do anything for me other than, like, even this pose for Romita reminds me very much of that Digger.
It looks like he's bored.
Well. So back during the period that JMS was writing Spider-Man, Marvel had a policy of doing a lot of poster covers.
Yeah.
And almost this exact, I'm not kidding, almost this exact same pose during the Digger arc was the cover. And it was funny because Peter's like leg that's kicking out like this, we called it the Gumby cover because his leg looked like it was more rubber than actual like power. And even Romita was like, admitted, he's like, yeah, I kind of went a little overboard with the angle of the leg. Super sweet guy. This was back on the Alvaro boards, because even I kind of was poking fun at it. Basically, the only difference between this cover and that cover is one, that cover was taking place during the day. This one takes place at night, and two, like the webbing. The web hand was more, is not pointing down so much as it was pointing towards the individual. And it kind of felt more like a panic type expression underneath the mask.
He just looks kind of...
He's like, oh, hey, I'm back. Daddy Romita, Brother Romita's back.
But anyways, Peter's on the outs he's out with everybody. No one wants to see Spider-Man except for Dr. Octopus. More Doc Ock wank. That's great. Master Planner has his tentacles for Spidey, all that, and what does Tombstone have planned? It's better than Alpha, but it's worse than nothing. It's ASM 60th anniversary, baby. Let's go.
A trip to the opera. Tombstone versus Ock.
God, I wish that was that.
So so we've got variant covers by Humberto Ramos. Scroll back up. Travis Carest, Russell Darman. Connecting cover by Bingle. Webhead
we have these on the other side too. Mark Bagley.
Yeah, Mark Bagley has a variant. Jim Chung. Scotty Young.
There's a webhead cover by Gleason. I guess I'll get that one.
Yeah.
If it's not a 1/25 cover.
Listen, the Bagley and the Jim Chung covers I'm in for. Peach, Momoko, Ramona Jones, Stanley, Art Jim, Lau, Ihuk Lee, Hidden Gems variant by Bagley and Romita Sr. I think that is actually from the Marvel Fanfare 30th anniversary.
And then 2 covers by Rose Besh. I'm assuming the Virgin one was the cover, a redo of this one without the trade dress.
Yeah, so what did Spider-Man do? That's the name of the story. All right, so they only show 4 variants on.
You want to get mad? Let's get mad. ASM 2, the best couple in comics is done. You aren't going to believe what's happening in this volume of Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, Suicide Pact, everybody. I shoot Adam, Adam shoots Greg, Greg shoots Zach, and Zach shoots me. Let's do it.
Obviously, this one was the cover that pissed everybody collectively on the internet off. This one obviously is the story that has concerned a lot of people. The cover, if you're listening to us on the audio version, you're seeing MJ, who is crying, walking in the rain. Peter, forlornly unmasked, looking back at her.
He looks like he's bored still. Like, is this just like Spider-Man is bored?
So again,
he also kind of looks like Neil a little bit.
Looks a little like Neil. Once again,
I don't want to self-insert.
Zeb Wells breaking up Peter and Mary Jane does not bode well for me as a reader. But again, overall, at least the covers have been pretty good for the Romita Scott Hanna return. It's not nearly as 3D like as it was with the JMS run, but it's certainly clean. Scott Hanna knows how to ink over Romita stuff, so I'm okay with it.
I think it's also the colors, because who was the colorist for JMS for the JMS run? This was back when they were trying to do that whole when this digital art was still relatively new.
Yeah, so it was pretty poppy.
Yeah. It's like shiny-ish a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a sheen to it.
It's not bad though.
Well, and Radiac brings up a good point that this is probably just bait. But
absolutely, it's 100. And this is where this is Marvel trolling the fans.
Well, but the fact that but again, I'm tired of being baited.
And I'm honestly going to say this: if they pull the bait and switch, we've talked about how we felt like that there was going to be some sort of build up with the relationship with Peter and MJ towards 900 when Spencer was still on the book.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if there's not a proposal. The engagement ring plot thread is still hanging out there.
Yep.
So we'll see. We will see. I am cautiously optimistic again.
Be careful though, Emily.
Is that Alexa going off?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Emily Osborn might grab the engagement ring and run off into obscurity.
That would be funny, actually.
Alexa making a guest appearance here on the show. Listen, if Amazon wants to sponsor this program, I'm certainly open to.
I can't. Well, no, I don't want to be sponsored. I don't want to be sponsored by Lex Luthor.
He's no longer a part of the.
It's funny.
company.
I'm looking. I couldn't think about what cover you were talking about, Zach, but I looked it up because Venkman said what cover it was, and you're. I remember this cover, and you're absolutely right. It's like the inverse of the new one. It's funny.
But anyways,
yeah.
Moving on. We've been baited. Time to see if we'll take the bait. ASM
There is a famous
#1 reprint.
Yeah, they're reprinting ASM #1 and annual #1
and
Spectacular as
Captain
well.
America.
Which I'm hoping that the reprinting of Spectacular bodes well. But they did this for the 30th anniversary.
There are rumors.
X-Men Red.
I heard a rumor that they're gonna do the Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 1 omnibus soon, but I don't know how true that is. But
why is it 80 degrees in here?
Whichever one has that Doc Ock Black Cat story, I just want that.
What if Miles Morales becomes Wolverine?
This is relevant. Yeah, Miles Morales. Why? What is the point of this?
I don't understand it.
Why are comics so incestuous that we're just repeating ideas upon other ideas and just saying, look,
what if Miles Morales became Captain America. What if Miles Morales became Wolverine? I don't understand this.
You know what I want to see now, though, is I kind of want to see like Peter, in this kind of thing, because they did it with he became the Punisher. I want to see.
Well, that actually had thought put into it, and not
they did the Punisher. They also did Bullet Points where he becomes the Hulk.
Right.
Venom,
Lethal Protector, which is a 5-part miniseries. There should be Ben Reilly should be on there, right? There should be Ben Reilly's solicitation.
It's down. It's further down, I think.
Okay.
Carnage. Wait, I'm looking for that because it's Ram V and Francesco.
The 30th anniversary of Carnage, which is crazy to me.
Punisher.
Oh, I feel old.
Jed McKay, Jed McKay, Doctor Strange. Ugh.
Spider-Punk gets his own series. I know that
cool.
Paul is excited for that.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends outside of this circle that are really looking forward to that. So
I want to check it out.
Here we go.
I mean, it's
oh
Ziegler.
God, this cover, this freaking cover, man!
It's a great cover,
God, I hate this cover.
Everyone
really
AIDS.
I don't know.
I like it.
That Betty seems accurate.
I mean, it's supposed
to Tony.
It's supposed to be a horror
he's not
theme,
here, so
like I understand that, but he already, and it's Steve Skaros doing the main cover. I've already had issues with Steve Skaros in the past with him drawing humans. This does not make me want to see more Steve Skaros. I'm sorry, he's just his Spidey is fine. The Ben Reilly part is kind of cool looking.
Oh my God! What's wrong with your face?
I mean, that's the point, though.
What's wrong with your face?
Like at least with this one,
oh shit!
Looks like her neck is broken, as it should be.
Yeah, just the whole thing is just not good. So for those of you not watching the visual aids, you can definitely go find these. We're on Games Radar, reviewing these solicitations per usual. Apparently, Silk has turned super old.
She met 90s Vulture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Hey, deep cut. Savage. Okay, do we want to talk about this book real quick? Because the first issue came out today.
I don't care.
So imagine nonstop Spider-Man, but worse.
Okay.
Nothing important happens. Peter just goes around looking like a monster. He fights.
So it's another Man Spider story.
Yes.
Why do I care? Again, I'm sorry. This is one thing that I'll say about not having to do spider satellites on crawl space anymore. I don't have to read this garbage. I don't.
Yeah, Miles Morales is having No Way Home. Venom, gotta get that Venom, adrenaline momentum, Venom.
Looks like Toxin.
Oh, this is a variant cover. It's Pete Woods.
Hasbro, make action figures.
Yeah.
Carnage.
Again.
Marauders, Immortal X-Men, Wolverine, X-Men, X-Force.
Yeah, go down to the trades. See if there's any more trades.
Excellent. Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. Wolverine, Avengers Forever, Iron Fist, Silver Surfer Rebirth. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun one.
She-Hulk looks good. Maestro, Black Panther, Shang-Chi, Marvels, Moon Knight. Hell yeah, brother. I don't care. The Thing, Iron Man, Strange Academy, Alien. God damn. Okay.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay. Let's see trades. Oh, the wedding omnibus.
That's the interesting. That's the most interesting trade that they're finally releasing.
Do you think they're baiting us with it?
So hang on, scroll up. Does this
one more day?
All right. So wedding album gallery edition hardcover.
Oh, really quick, Mike said that the quote of Savage Spider-Man is "Be Alpha."
So this collects ASM 290 through 292, ASM the annual, ASM annual spectacular annual 7, What If 20 through 21, which is What If Marvel
Cat.
Saga: The Official History of the Marvel Universe 22, and material from Not Brand X number 6, but it does not. Oh, it does have the newspaper strip of the wedding.
Yeah, there you go.
So if you have not gotten that trade paper, the original trade paperback, the hardcover will be available to you. So that'd be nice. And the hardcover has the annual 7, which the trade does not.
So Black Panther by
Which
Priest,
is their honeymoon.
Black Panther by Priest Omnibus is cool.
Yeah.
Immortal Iron Fist by Fraction Asia, that was kind of cool.
That's a good story.
Immortal Hulk hardcover, hell yeah, brother.
That
Marvel
should be the last one.
Yeah, it's the last one. Cap and Iron Man.
Yep.
Starship Hulk. That hurt.
Devil's Reign.
Devil's Reign Superior 4. Dylan's Reign Villains for Hire. Devil's Reign X-Men. Daredevil Living Without Fear. Here we go. Volume 4 Beyond the finale of Beyond is here. Collects ASM 89 to 93 and 92 Point Bay.
So I think it's in Volume 3. The Black Cat one is going to be in Volume 3.
Mommy versus Mommy. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just pre-ordered the Wedding Gallery.
So
hell yeah. Reign of X. Iron Man. Again. Fantastic Four. Miss Marvel. Ghost Rider. Marvel's Voices Pride. Hell yeah, brother. Jane Foster, Valkyrie. Black Widow. That's a good book, actually. You guys should read Thompson's Black Widow. This is the book that made me want Thompson on here, on ASM. Unfortunately, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, ASM wasn't good.
Unfortunately. So
Iron
classic
Man,
90s Gen X.
New Mutants, Star Wars. Oh, here we go. ASM Epic Collection Great Power reprint.
Oh, yeah. So redoing the first. So if you missed out on that one, they're bringing that collection back, which is just in time for Spidey's 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
Miles Morales, one of those Kids Digest paperbacks. So.
Yeah. So that is all. Nothing notable, which is there. Spider-Girl Volume 4, I think, is also coming out in April. So if you have not pre-ordered that, you still have time to do so on your favorite podcast favorite places. All right, so next episode we'll be covering the next 3 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, but if you want to check out Make My Mayday, the next episode we're covering issues 89 through 92. So
probably going to be doing Ben Reilly.
Oh wait, there's
too, right?
also your
so we'll be doing Ben Reilly number 2. So
Zach, your guest appearance on Voices from the Eyrie is coming up on the 11th next week.
Yeah, next week, if you're watching this live, I am going to be on Voices from the Eyrie, a Gargoyles podcast. So that is all. Any final thoughts before I wrap up this episode? Neil?
Outside of MJ and outside of ASM 88, this is a really, really good really good batch of issues to read.
It's definitely agree. Greg?
Agree. I think I need to read McKay's Black Cat comic.
Oh yeah, go read. I'm hoping they make it like an omnibus or like a oversized hardcover because it's really, really good. Skip the first 5 issues though.
Will do. Good
Adam, you're right. Not a rumor. It's confirmed from Near Mint Collection that does exclusive news on collected editions.
That was about the Spectacular Volume 1 Omnibus.
Nice. Damn night, that's too great if I did have actually thought of it. I know being pessimistic about this new volume sees more of the same in a bad way.
Yeah.
I'm Michael McNulty. Vinkman has the original trade, but he's gonna get the hardcover for the wedding.
Well done, Vinkman. I'm doing that too.
Alexa, play "Never Gonna Let You Down" by Rick Astley.
To play specific songs, you need to sign up for Amazon Music.
If you want to listen to this show, you can also say, "Hey Alexa, play Spideydude Experience on Audible."
She's still talking.
Cancel anytime. Terms in the Alexa app.
Alexa, please stop.
Here's a
Hey,
stop! I'm unplugging you.
Neil's Alexa going off is hysterical. But you can say, "Hey Alexa, play Spideydude Experience podcast," and it will play that on your favorite Alexa device as well as Google devices, and also on your Apple HomePod devices as well. SoFlo is saying goodnight to everyone. So with that, with SoFlo saying goodnight to everyone, we're going to say a good night to everyone. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for listening as we're leaving this episode. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time here on the Spideydude Experience. If you want to follow us on our social medias, you can follow us on Twitter at Spideydude Radio, on Facebook and Instagram, Facebook and Instagram.com/Spideydude Network, YouTube.com/Spideydude Radio Network. You can find our voicemail line, 818-925-6631. Please leave us a voicemail so we can play it on the respective shows, including this one. Have your voice be heard. You can also leave us an email at SpideyDudeRadioNetwork@gmail.com. If you have any thoughts and concerns about the show, be sure to give us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting catcher. And so with that, also want to give shout-outs to our shows. Voices from the Area Gargoyles podcast, hosted by Greg. Broken Rider Variety Hour. You can find that on twitch.tv/Quillsniv. And of course, the Comic Binge YouTube channel. We didn't have Paul on tonight, but he has just launched a new part of his channel called A Gotham Night, a Batman podcast. Of course, Make My Maydays be next Thursday as well. So find out that. And thanks again for watching. Thanks again for listening. For those that are listening to us, be sure to leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe here on YouTube so that we can defeat that algorithm. So thanks again to everyone who absolutely commented on the episode. Thank you to Vinkman and Matt Bird and SoFlo and those that did that. Of course, we want to thank our Patreons at patreon.com/Spideydude Network. We got some more exciting stuff coming very, very soon. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again for listening. And we will see you here on the Spideydude Radio Network.